Well, welcome everybody to this episode where I started on the last one. I'd already made this little bit of a sort of start on my central storage. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. At least get a lot of it done. So I've created this sort of from blueprints. I'll go over these a little later, probably in a future video. But for now, just have to accept that these are here and these have some belts beneath them. And we're going to be looking to connect these up and bring us some, because we're at a stage now where we need to get some of our made up goods back to base so we can do stuff with it. So just tidy this little bit up here. Happy with that? Yeah, that stretches all the way over there. I'm not going to go on too far. I'm not going to look at that yet. Let's look at what we're doing here. So let's get our base storage. So this is going to be our first central storage for this save in Satisfactory 1.1. Let's get to it. So I made a nice blank canvas for us to start with. I'm going to be using smart splitters here so we can start to get rid of our overflow once our storages get full. So I'm going to start off by banging them down and start to get the infrastructure. Now I'm playing it by ear here, so there's no grand plan, but let's see what we come up with. Should be fun. And this is what all this game's all about. So I'm going to speed things up a little bit probably, and then yeah, we'll see what we get. Well, quite happy with what we've got up to now. So, where do we stand? So the pretty much base infrastructure for the first lot is in. Obviously, that's just getting to these here on the right hand side. Probably just need to get some just tidy things up a little bit. Put this in here. This is new for 1.1, I think. I don't recall this being. It's quite nice actually, isn't it? I don't remember this asset being in at 1, although I may have never used it, but just finishes it off nicely. So, oh, I think I got a bit. But let me. I think this bit's a bit too small for it to. No, it won't draw up too high. Okay, it's not letting me. All right, delete, redo. All the way down to architecture. Okay, some interesting little assets in here, I think, in 1.1. Okay, that's that done. So I think a nice concrete plinth at the top there would look nice. So I didn't pick that up. Let's have a look to see. That's the one there. It's just a small one. So where's this going to go? It's not going to connect right for me. What if I connect here? No. Try snapping on. Snapping on. Yeah, that's perfect. Right. Let's kick it off from there. Let's put zoop on. Zoop it across. And then just delete that first one there. Yeah, that looks all right. Quite like that, actually. Yeah. Looking good. I obviously need to work on the other side there for those storages, but let's just get this side done for now. So what I need to do now is to start to fill this out a little. Do with getting some sort of staircase up here. So what I'm thinking of using is not that. I need foundations. So we got some concrete stairs here somewhere. There they are. So I'll get the concrete version of these and let's do a couple either side like so. It just sort of like gives this little extra touch. I know I'm in flight mode, but at the end of the day, I still want everything. I like to build everything what's accessible for people walking, to and fro. Trying to get some believability and not have things floating in the air for too long. I like to give them some foundation. And this is what all this game is. It's, it's building it, make it look real, make it look believable. And that's part of the fun of it at the end of the day. That's why I love this game so much. So let's just get these on the ground. So if I build them this way and go down another one, actually just go across so we've got a walkway there. And then we can do the same on the other side. And then let's just take a copy of that one and get some stairs here. Again, we'll take it down to another level and mirror it on this side. And then what we need to do, we actually need to get rid of this. But let's get rid of this wire because it's annoying me. I'll put it back in a minute. It's only doing the sync. So I just need to open up this back end a bit so I can actually turn back in. That should do it, I think. I'll get rid of that as well. Let's put them back after. That should go all right there. And then we'll just want one on the inside here. Take a copy of that. And then these two stairs should get us to the floor. Yep. Perfect. Yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. Now I just need to tidy it all up and make it look realistic. So obviously it needs some railings right now. So let's get some railings on, I think. Let's just get rid of this so it looks a bit better. Should I get that middle bit out? No, perhaps leave that for now. And it's just missing something, isn't it? So let's just build this out a bit. And then just needs a footing, I think. So it just needs, so it's on the ground. Yeah, looks the part, I think. Let's fill that in. We don't need that to be open. So that's nice and solid. Another one there. Now, looks all right, I think. Now let's go and get some railings on. The finishing touches. Let's see how it looks. So does it not want to drag? Get that down. Click that. And same on that side. And up here as well. Nice. Looking the part. Come on, there we go. And across there like so. And then bring that down to the bottom here. And then just a railing across. Okay, that was a bit dodgy, but it did it in the end. Right, it's a bit hanging in the air, I think, a little bit. So let us put some more of these blocks underneath to give it some, let me put it on to vertical zoop. And let's do the other side as well. Leave that middle bit open, I think. Yeah, perfect. That looks pretty nice, actually. Yeah, quite like that. Okay. I'll probably remove this blue printer as well. It's a bit in the way now, but for now, that looks pretty good. It's just shy a bit of brickwork on the outside, so let's take a sample of this. Just looking, actually, seeing what this looks like now. I'm not sure that's too high, actually, now with that. That might give me problems. See what it's like, just one high there. Well, let's bring it across and see what it looks like when it I mean, I do build up by the seat of my pants, to be fair, so a lot of this might be we might have to redo some of this, but let's see where this takes us. I think it looks all right, actually. So if we get this across here, because what I need, the bottom one will take us to the first row. Now this one here will go over the top and feed the adjacent row. So let's take that to here. I think we just need this one, and we should be able to add in our smart splitters at the top here. Oh, in fact, let's just fill it in. Probably easier. Let's put the floor in. And this should take us straight through. Yep. Excellent. This is obviously a big build. You don't need to do this, by the way. I just like to, as soon as I've started to get coal and I've got like automatic power in a way, and we don't have to do the bio stuff, then I like to start to get my bases built properly. And a central storage is handy. It's not essential, but I like to have everything coming back to my base, and then it's there for handcrafting. We can set up a few assemblers and manufacturers when we unlock them, to be able to progress the game easier. So what do I need? I need now to think about how I'm going to put in this overflow system. So I think I need a reasonable size belt going across here. So let's start with this. So this has got to lead to a sink, so we can sink off all our excess stuff. So if I go, should I go 3 high? Yeah, let's go 3 high. I want this about halfway across potentially. If I'm going to go on the left-hand side of those splitters, then I want to make sure these are on the right side. Should work. Let's go and put a fast belt on top. It's going to be much easier once I unlock the Mark IV belt. But the Mark III is good enough to be starting off with. Excellent. So with these smart splitters, if you're not sure, basically what we're going to do is put ones to the side here. And then we're going to choose that side to be just overflow. So only if the belt is stopped will this start to fire goods into the belt here. So if I go and click on a merger now, if I highlight on the belt and click snap in RB, if you're using mouse, and it should lock on, and it does. Perfect. Right, so what does it? Put a belt across. Right, and now if I click onto the splitter, so straight is any, which is what I want. I'm not going to fix it, but this side needs to be overflow, and that's it. All right, let's start to build it out. You know, I don't like that at all. Not at all. It just looks terrible, doesn't it? Basically, I'm one high from the floor, 1 meter higher. So I've tried to bring it down, but it looks shit, to be fair. So yeah, not happy with that at all. All right, let's get red. I'm not exactly sure what to do here. Come up with another method potentially, but I just don't like that at all. So for now, I'm just gonna put it back. Yep, we'll get back to that later. So that's done. They're both connected into the sink. Now, just wonder whether to put some.
Fix-It personnel elevator is recommended to be a minimum of 2 minutes per day for optimal gain.
Right, I've just unlocked some windows, like you've seen. So just been to the shop just to unlock some glass windows. I want to make this as best as I can because it's going to be staying for quite some time. So I want to make it look a bit prettier. So let's have a look, see what this one looks like. Not keen on that really. What about this one? Not too bad when it looks like. Let's try it. Oh yeah, well that's nice. Has a nice hint of red too. All right, let's build this out a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, we've got a problem here. This gap in the middle is this is 1 meter too high. It's just going to bother me, to be honest. I could put a 1 meter thing in there, but it's also creating problems for my staircases, and I think the arch roof is causing problems. So, I mean, I could bring it down to, but you see, I can place it there, but I'm always going to be then one off. So I don't think that's going to be work for me. Yep, there we go. Right, it's all gone, the whole floor. So let's rebuild it a little better this time, and let's start from here. Much happier with that. Much happier with that. There's one or two things that we need to think. I think I'm probably going to run out of time here. I will try and cut this video and speed it up where I can. But at the end of the day, I think this is going to be too big of a project for one video. So let us just connect these up. And this is so purely so we can get, oops, messed that one up. This is so we can move our goods to both storages. So we get both storages filling up. And yep, that's gone too low. I'll tell you what, it's much better though, much quicker and easier with the controller. It's just simpler. But she's looking good now. But what I want to think about now is how, before I bring in the other stuff, which will fill this side, I need to think about how I'm going to get this stuff out, because there's no point storing it forever. We're going to be utilizing this stuff. So I might need to either ship it out to either somewhere once we've got trains, or we'll be utilizing it either way on our, I don't know if you get some assemblers working up here in our central base, but need to think about how we're going to get these things out. So I've got this side. So let's see where that works. So I'm thinking we get these out here, and if we can get out on the other side of the building here with our outputs, then perhaps I can bring a train along here somewhere on this side. You know, not sure. Yeah, so we might bring something in from around that side as well, but we can still come out from here, I think, and then just trace it round the building or through there. But this is only one side of my my storages. So need to think about how I can combine these together. So it's going to be one on top of the other, I think. I think that's the best way to do it. Just like we've got, but we can literally put one straight on top of the other, I think, in this case. So let me see if this is going to work or not. So let's just change the direction to out. So that's going to go to that direction there. Now, if we get a wall, in fact, let's just put these in and then they're in. Let's get them all put in. Oh, that one's a bit off center. That's not going to work. Yeah, that one's in there. That one's in there. And last but not least, perfect. Now what we want is some sort of, we want a hole in a wall, and that will feed out to them. So let's get a copy of this and put that across to here. Should be enough. Right, let's put a belt on them. Again, we'll just put our highest belt that we've got, which is a Mark III. So it's just pointing out, this is a huge project, by the way, isn't it? Well, you know, let's face it, that's what we're here for. This is what the game is. Put a solution in place. It is a factory game, so we have to make factories. And part of that is logistics and storage. So my other question is as well, how on earth am I going to actually fill these in? Because I'm going to need to bring income in from over there to populate this side of the storage center. So that's going to be fun. Well, let's worry about the outgoing right now. So let's see how we're gonna manage to do this. So if I go and if I hold it down, I should be able to. So this needs to be out, so it clicks into the top one there. Perfect. No, that's up there, so I need to get above that. It's a bit too far away. So if I get one of these, and I think 2 should do it. Yep. Now I just need to copy that across. Actually, I think it looks better if it's tucked in there, doesn't it, rather than stuck out like that. So let me just correct myself. Let's get rid of these for a second, and we'll bring these a bit closer to the elevator. Let's copy that. Just tuck it in. Yeah, that's better. Right, just need to get these done all the way down. Okay, should be all right, I think, that. Just get one more done and we should be all good to go. So I just need now to, that should be easy enough to get there. So let's see if I can, yeah, it's not going to give me the line. It's too far for the line. So I should know this, but I'll just take it up a few and see if that looks, I think that's going to be too low, isn't it? Yeah. Let's click it on. Yeah, it's not going to be. Needs to be a bit higher than that, I think. Let's see if I can eyeball it. One last chance. If this doesn't work, then I've got a plan B, which I should probably do anyway, to be honest, because I think I'm just guessing this right now. So will that go in? No, that's too high. Just slightly out there. All right, save guessing. Let's get rid of that and let's put 2 right next to it. They don't need to be the. I don't need to keep them here. I'm just doing this for height. I'm hoping that if I bring this in, it should trigger the line, and it does. Perfect. There we go. Now I can delete those. Now, if I should put the belt in, it should be completely the right height. Let's see, double check. Oh. Ooh. Perfect. Perfect. So I think we're getting a little late in the day. So what I might do at this point is call it for this video. We will catch on the next video and finish this off. But there is quite a bit to do. So probably too long now to finish the video off. I mean, I've got the other problem I've got as well. I mean, let's just do it before I finish. The other problem I've got is how on earth do I bring this in? So this is to go out, but I need also to fill up these storages on this side. So how am I going to do it? So let's just put this down for now and let's just have a think about it. And I'll show you the problem, what's going to happen right now. I know what's going to happen right now. But this isn't going to work. And we'll go upstairs and we'll take a look. And that's the problem. Look where we are, right underneath the belt. So this is going to require some thought. I'm going to have to offset it, but I think for now we'll call it a day there, and we will catch up and finish this off on the next episode. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.